Coming up on Nursing Success TV.
With over 30 years of experience in nursing, Dr. Phyllis Quinlan works to help caregivers find personal and professional balance. Today, in a special episode, she answers 3 very important questions.
Ask Dr. Phyllis is brought to you by New York Presbyterian Hospital. Amazing things are happening here.
Nurse practitioner Roger from Illinois writes, "Every year my hospital sends out an employee satisfaction survey. We are told our answers are confidential, but I know nurses have been fired after completing the survey. There are many things that can be improved here, but no one feels secure going on the record. Why do hospitals conduct employee satisfaction surveys only to punish those who voice the truth?"
Roger, employee satisfaction surveys are rarely a local or unit-based project. More commonly, they're conducted by national companies specializing in such services, and confidentiality is at the core of their reputation. Employee satisfaction surveys are meant to be a report card on the job performance of middle and executive leadership, and it is reported directly to the board of directors. CEOs are very aware that there's a direct correlation between employee satisfaction scores and patient satisfaction scores, and they're also acutely aware of how much money is spent on retaining good staff. The results of employee satisfaction surveys are taken very seriously, and they often drive action plans that are aimed at addressing identified issues that come up either on an organizational basis or a local unit basis. While I can't be certain if there's a correlation between conducting an employee satisfaction survey and letting go of the staff members that you referenced, it would be highly unusual. Employee satisfaction surveys are an opportunity for you to have a voice on the issues that concern you most about your work environment and your leaders, and have the ear of the people at the top of your organization. I would take full advantage of that opportunity to be heard.
RN Earl in Nebraska writes, "Until you experience nurse bullying, you can't imagine the stress. I'm constantly criticized for everything I do, and I'm no rookie. I've been an RN for 10 years. I'm surprised and frustrated by the negative treatment from both my supervisors and coworkers. Sometimes I feel like quitting."
Earl, I am so sorry to hear that you've been working under such conditions. This is a subject that's really near and dear to my heart, and I want you to understand something about bullying. It's not uncommon, and it's not acceptable. You have the right to work in a healthy work environment. Working under such stress tends to focus your attention on just getting through the shift, and that is no way to practice, and certainly no way to be able to deliver safe, quality care to your patients. I'm not sure how you've managed for 2 years under these conditions, but you allude to the fact that your supervisor is part of the problem. So the question I need to ask is, are you aware of your facility's policies and procedures on workplace violence, and have you spoken to anyone in human resources? Most facilities have a zero-tolerance policy for such behavior and abuse. You showed a tremendous amount of courage and integrity, but you need to start putting your own needs first as well. Please, take good care of yourself. It may be time to transfer to a different department, or it may be time to leave this organization altogether and move to a different facility. Whatever you decide, I wish you well.
RN Patty in North Dakota writes, "My employer wants all RNs to become BSNs, but they will not reimburse tuition. I'm a single mother with limited resources and no collateral to put toward a loan. How can I obtain my BSN, which will eventually determine whether I can keep my job when I can't afford the tuition?"
Patty, the value of a baccalaureate degree in nursing cannot be overstated. There may come a time where you want to do something beyond the bedside, whether you want to get into management or perhaps education or even into infection prevention. And you will not be able to move your career forward without that baccalaureate degree. So let's break this down into doable parts. I understand that you might not be able to enroll and take on a full credit load at this time, but you may be able to enroll and start taking classes 3 credits at a time and start building some momentum. I would also explore online and community-based college programs. The important thing here is to remember any program that you take must be accredited by the National League of Nursing. I certainly would explore the scholarship monies that might be available to the schools you're thinking of applying to, but don't forget your community. Organizations like the Elks and the Kiwanis often want to help community members as they pursue their college career. A student loan may also be an option, and oftentimes you don't have to start repayment until after graduation. I would also encourage you to speak to your accountant because he or she might be able to point out some tax advantages for you to pursue your education. Lastly, I'd like to know if you've made an appointment with your director of nursing and maybe get a sense of what's the future of your organization. If they're pursuing a pathway to excellence or a magnet journey, they'll have an obligation to support staff as they pursue their education. If nothing else, it will signal to her that you are willing and ready to do more. And from that conversation, she may be able to point out some work-study programs that could be available to you.
Email your questions to AskDrPhyllis at nursingsuccess.tv. Thanks for joining us today. Click the banner below this video player to share your ideas and suggestions for Nursing Success TV. We'll see you next time.